Hello everyone, Tina here. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Thanks for joining me for Try It Out Tuesday. So today we are trying out a stamp set and die set from Elizabeth Crafts. A while ago I did a hot cocoa cup, and when I did my shopping I picked up this set as well. It does have coordinating dies, but it has cute little bears on there. It's called the Winter Bears. And so we're going to make a fun project today using this. I'm not going to add any sentiments. There's no sentiments in the stamp set, but I thought it would be nice for just because or a thank you, a versatile card, everyday card. We're going to start off by doing some stamping. We're going to stamp the trees in the set, and then also this little bear that's standing behind the trees. And we're going to zoom in and do a little bit of coloring with Copic markers. I stamped with Memento Tuxedo black ink on some Neenah 80-pound cardstock. Both are alcohol marker friendly. So while I color, I'm going to play a little bit of music for you, and then when I'm done coloring, I will catch you back. Okay, coloring is all done. And I'm going to go ahead and take my white gel pen, and anywhere I went outside the lines, I'm going to go ahead and clean them up. And I had quite a bit of area to clean up. Kind of went a little crazy with that green marker. Okay, we're going to go ahead and take the coordinating dies and die cut out our images. We'll do the trees. And I didn't realize this, but I thought the stamp down below, since it was one image, I had a die for that one image. But I have the dies for just the bear and the tree, and then the small trees and the star were separate dies. So that's good. Okay, I thought while we're at it, I'm going to stamp 3 snowflakes, and while I color them in with my B41, I did want to let you guys know with the stamp set, it's not a photopolymer stamp set. I would say it's maybe a clear acrylic, I want to say. I'm not sure of the official name for it, but it's not photopolymer. But I have no problem stamping with it. I just wanted to let you know the quality of the stamp set. But I'll take the coordinating die and go ahead and cut out my snowflakes here, all 3 of them, just kind of lining them up. And once we have this done, we're going to go ahead and work on our background. We're going to take 2 pieces of white cardstock and my double stitched rectangle dies. I'm taking not the largest, the second from the largest and the third from the largest. And I'm going to die cut out 2 panels. This way they can layer on top of each other. Now, today's background is going to be pretty simple. I want to keep it mostly white, but I did want to bring in a little bit of blue. The only blue in the card will be the snowflakes and the scarf on my little bear. So I thought some blue twine would look really nice in the background. So I went around it 4 times, tied a bow to the left, kind of evening out those strings, and then we're going to go ahead and add some foam tape behind the back side here, and we're going to attach this to an A2 size card base. Today's card is going to be a side folding card. This A2 is 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches. It's just a standard piece of cardstock that's cut in half, whichever way you like, and then you just fold it down the middle. Okay, for my background, I want to create a snowbank, and I always seems to use my hillside border dies for my snowbank. So today I thought we'll just make it easy and use glue and some glitter to create a hillside in the background, a snowy hillside. So once I'm happy with the placement, I'm going to take my pencil and mark where the bottom of the trees are. This way I know basically where to draw my hillside in the background, just so it's a little more cohesive. Just using my Nuvo Deluxe adhesive, we're going to go just below the pencil mark. That way I can erase it later on after it dries. And then we're going to add a couple extra hills in the middle here. For my glitter, I'm going to be using some Ranger Rock Candy. This came in I think a Simon Says stamp card kit. And it's a clear glitter, and I think it makes perfect snowbanks. Once I had that done, I thought, you know what, we're going to add a few more. We're going to add a lot of snow down here on the bottom. So we're just using that glue, and we're going to add a little more glitter. And then I was happier with this result. We'll go ahead and funnel our glitter back in our little container. And then typically you'd want to wait till this dries before you adhere your images. But for time's sake, I'm going to go ahead and adhere them now. I'm just going to use some foam squares behind the back of my bear. And we'll adhere him first. That way we know the placement of the trees. He's going to go towards the bottom. And his face is kind of looking up. So I wanted him to be looking up at that one single star. Since it's the only yellow on my background panel, I think it just stands out. We'll go ahead and add our little trees. And this little one here. And this last one right next to the bear, so it's going to look great. We're going to add a small piece of foam adhesive behind our little star. And we're going to add that. And then today's video, I did leave the cleanup after the close-up picture, so that's at the end. I'm going to share a little bit about how I store my twine. I've gotten asked about that, and also a few of my gems. I use the same pockets to store, and I have that in the cleanup. I kind of slowed it down a little bit. But since my glue was still a little wet, I'm going to go ahead and add my foam adhesive directly to my card base. And then I'm going to add my panel right on top. Secure that down. And then we're going to go ahead and add our little snowflakes, doing a little tucking. And after I had that done, I thought we're going to add a little more extra glitter. So I added glue to the snow-capped trees and then also to the snowflake. We'll just add some more glitter. And then we'll just tap off the excess. And I was happy with that. I just added a little bit of gray to the treetops, and so adding that glitter just really made it stand out. Now I'm going to add a little bit of sparkle to my star, but I wanted a little more sparkle, so my aqua shimmer pen wasn't working, so I decided to bring in my gold Stickles, which is out. I'm squeezing the heck out of it, just trying to get it all out. It's time to restock. Usually I like the gold and the silver for my Christmas cards. So I think it's time to get a new one of those. I'm just going to add some sparkle to that star. And that's my project for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're interested in anything, I'll leave links down below. But for my cleanup today, usually I play music, but today I thought I'd walk you through it. Sorry about the shaky camera. But I have this board that I painted white. It needs a new paint job, but that's where I usually take my pictures. I have a window right in front of my craft desk, and so I have really nice light. Sometimes, unless it's rainy, I can take real nice pictures there. But I'm using a Post-it note, and I'm going to write down my Copic markers that I used for you guys, because if I don't mark them down, then I forget what colors that I used. After I have that little orange and green thing is a collapsible bag from Fun Stamper's Journey. When I travel, I just went on a holiday and actually took that with me. But it's a nice little trash bin too, because it lays flat and it's great for suitcases. But I'll link that down below too. It's a cute, handy little bag to have. My stamp sets, if there's no tape holding the top and the bottom piece together, I'll tape it with some packaging tape that I have underneath my little cart. And then I store my stamps in an Avriel pocket. And what I'm doing now is wiping down my Copic markers. Sometimes they get really inky, and so I have little alcohol swabs. Usually use them for maybe first to aid. I got them at the dollar store, and those work perfectly for wiping my markers down. Now this little container, I store my twine, and I have the same container for my my baker's twine, but I wrap my twine around these. These are trading card or baseball card holders. They're very durable and heavy duty. I just put a piece of white cardstock on the inside, and then I wrap my thread around it, and I add a little slit with my scissors so I can tuck the end in. But it keeps them nice and tidy. And then the little storage container I use, I just picked up at the dollar store. I haven't seen them in a while, but I also they're dual purpose. These little sleeves here. I add these little hooks. These hooks are for like retail stores, but the hooks work perfectly because I have a Tim Holtz carousel. Usually they have the little metal clamps that you can hold things with, but there's never enough. And so I just hook them on my little carousel here, which they don't make anymore, I don't think, because I haven't been able to find it for linking. But I have the smaller ones on top, just adding that hook to them. And they're pockets, so I can store my gems, my rhinestones, all my small embellishments in there. And then for the larger ones, I just order larger pockets. And that way I can, if I have a larger embellishment, I can add it to the very bottom of the carousel. So that's how I store my twine and my gems and stuff. It's lays flat, and I'm kind of a visual person. If it's stuck in a drawer, sometimes I don't reach for it, and they'll sit there gathering dust bunnies. So that's outside my craft area, so I often see that. But I've also had questions about how I store my dies here on that little white sheet behind there. A while back, Spellbinders had a sale, and these little platform thingies are meant to be for a die cutting machine. But they were only $1 when I picked them up, and they work perfectly, and they're sized perfect for my dies. So I picked up like 20 of them, and then that way I could just add some magnetic sheet on top, which is that that package there are my magnetic sheets, and then I can adhere them. I just round the corners to make them a little bit more finished. But I'm going to go ahead and print out my label. My label maker I got from Walmart. It's pretty inexpensive. I think it was less than $15. And it's worked great so far. I can do 2 lines on there. I just put the company name and the name of the stamp. That way for future, if I want to use it, I have it all ready to go. And I use the Avriel pockets. I just use white cardstock and put it on the inside. And the clear plastic bags I pick up on Amazon too. I hold my greeting cards in there. That way when they're ready to go, they're nice and safe, and they won't get damaged in that clear plastic bag, or if I want to sell them too. I have a little basket at work for cards that are, since I make so many, I can put them out there, and if people want a cupcake, they can pick up a card to go with it. The cleaner that I use is just regular Spick and Span. I use a bottle that I picked up at the dollar store to keep it in. That way my kids know it's mom's cleaner. We have a problem with cleaners over here, boy. They like to take them and put them all around the house. So when I go to get it, I don't have it. So that's mom's. But that's my project. That's my card today. Thanks so much for joining me. I wish you a lovely rest of the... Well, actually, I'll see you tomorrow. I have a project for Gerda Steiner Designs. Thanks so much for stopping by, guys. Have a great day, and we will see you again soon. Bye-bye.